Hi, this is Criz at Perfect Mondays, and if you want to go beyond funnels and marketing messaging to understand some deep principles that are going to really impact the quality of your business, then stick around. Hi, this is Criz at Perfect Mondays, the place for women entrepreneurs who want to scale their business without drama and without overwhelm. And if you're a woman entrepreneur and you want to grow your business, if you want to strive for working smarter instead of harder, if you want to create a lot more balance and purpose in your life, and if you want to 2x, 3x, or 4x your business in a short time frame, this is a place for you. And today, I'm going to be talking about something that goes way beyond marketing and way beyond the message you could have, or the target you could have, or the funnel you can create for your business to attract more clients, and actually going deeper into some of the bigger challenges that I see in businesses. You see, lately, I've been seeing so much hype about how to increase your business by getting more clients. And there's all this amazing information out there about how to create a strong funnel and incredible marketing messaging and powerful campaigns on Facebook or Instagram. And the truth of the matter is that those are incredibly helpful, but for most businesses, that is not what's stopping them from getting what they really want, which is a sustainable business model that allows them to grow in a way where they can actually deliver a powerful service or a product and get a lot of value in return. And I've seen so many people lately on social media that have so many really weird, obscure, abstract, fluffy titles as to what they do in life. And it's worth mentioning because even though it may seem slightly exaggerated, and I'll tell you an example of what that could be, this is something that many people don't really get, and it goes beyond the messaging. Some people say something like, I help visionary empath babes create the soulful mission and purpose to a successful life, or something to that effect. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's not that far off from the stuff that I see consistently. And what brought this video was a conversation I recently had with someone who wanted to work with me. And I'll give you some ideas of what this conversation went like, because even though it's, again, I like to sometimes use examples that are slightly out of the norm, they're not that far off from what a lot of people go through. And beyond just thinking that the powerful message is going to save your business, or reaching out to a lot more people is going to actually make it grow, understanding the mechanics of what that is and what are the powerful driving forces that are going to really make your business scale is crucial. So the conversation with this woman that I had was pretty simple. She came to me and said that she wanted to work with me, and that she'd been struggling for about a year doing something that was not giving her the results that she wanted. So I went ahead and asked more questions, including what is that you do? And she gave me this super long definition of what she did that I didn't really understand, so I kept probing. And finally, I came to an understanding of what she did, but it wasn't still very clear. Then I also asked, what is the biggest pain that you're solving? And she couldn't really answer that eloquently. And then I also asked, what is the biggest value that you add? What is the biggest result that you provide? And she couldn't also articulate that. So long story short, she mentioned that she had been working for about a year. She had reached to 90 different companies where she had provided some form of presentation, and that nobody was buying, basically. That basically out of 90 people, 4 ended up becoming clients. And then I asked her how many of those clients repeated business with you, because this was a service that could easily, in fact, the business model was that people would repeat working with her. And she said none. Out of those 4 or 5 clients, nobody repeated the service. And she still was baffled as to what was going on with the business, right? And I asked her, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you have with your business? And she said something to the effect that I don't think that the message is very clear. And this is where I have a major problem with businesses, right? It's not the message. Sometimes we have to face it that the product or the service does not provide the value that we hope it would provide. And we can have a lot of confidence because we're entrepreneurs and we're trained to have confidence, but there's so many different elements that prevent you from actually understanding what is the problem with your business and why it's not growing or catching fire as fast as you think it could. Because for this woman, if she had just taken that message and amplified it and have tons of people listen to that, it would have probably destroyed her business faster than the path she was currently on. And there's a few traits that I think are really important if you want to go beyond understanding the messaging or the funnel or the marketing tactics that you can have for your business that are really going to be the driving force for you to create massive raving fans instead of just a few people that are trickling through your business and you have to spend so much money just to keep that up in an unsustainable way. So what is the first trait? The first trait has to do with confidence, which is, of course, what everyone tells entrepreneurs. You must be confident. And yes, I understand that, but I want to add a couple more elements that I think will actually complete the framework for you to actually get the results that you want. So confidence with objectivity and with awareness. Why do I say this? Because if you're confident and you're blind like this lady who was talking to me, who'd been doing this for 90 times and she was still getting crappy results and she thought it was a messaging instead of the crappy product or solution she had, then you're just kidding yourself. Then it becomes an ego problem rather than a sustainable way for you to grow your business. So having objectivity means understanding, like being able to take a step back and say, yes, I have the confidence that I think I can provide something of massive value, but I also need to take the feedback that the market is giving me. And the feedback sometimes is pretty brutal, especially when you're spending money on advertising. And if the feedback that you're getting, there's a fine line also between feedback of people who don't know what they're talking about to feedback from qualified leads, qualified customers that are telling you, for the most part, I don't see the value in what you have to offer. So having the objectivity and having the awareness that this may be happening in your business is the first step for you to actually solve it. Because once more, beyond just getting a right message, you need to be able to improve the quality of your offering for people to actually fall in love with it. So what's the second trait? The second trait is creativity. And I think creativity is one of the most incredible things that entrepreneurs can have, because it means you can solve problems on the fly. It means that you can be a little more daring in the way that you share your message, and that's really powerful to gain the attention of people, especially nowadays where so many people are talking about different things and there's so much noise out there. At the same time, what I see is there's creativity, but there's a lack of honesty and integrity. So having creativity coupled with honesty and integrity is going to allow you to actually find where you are and where you say you are. And I don't want to just take your word for it. I want you to go out and ask your clients, the people who are actually paying for your services and your products, what is the real value that they're getting from you? And the question really, when it comes to having honesty and integrity, is if people are going to only pay you for the results that you create for them, what are those results? Now, if you're super honest with yourself and you actually gather this information, and I want you to take a look at your marketing message, because sometimes the marketing messages over promises something and under delivers. And I don't want it to be the case with you, because that's the worst way to get clients. Now, sometimes you don't have to promise 10 different things. You don't have to have a menu that has enchiladas and lobster and, Japanese cuisine all in once. Sometimes actually not having all those many options is better for your business. But we are trained sometimes to offer more because we need to stand out. And oftentimes offering more things that are not really that high quality, that are not going to be able to allow us to deliver on those things fully, whether it's a product or a service, is really to a disadvantage. So what is the third trait? Taking massive action, which we hear all the time, right? So these first ones that I mentioned always are so tried and so cliche almost. Yes, everyone says take massive action. However, I want to take massive action, but I wanted to have that coupled with real curiosity. And I wanted to have that also with understanding how to prioritize. Why do I say this? It's really easy to say I have confidence and awareness and I understand what needs to change now. And then you also have the creativity and you have the honesty to say, okay, really my value is not what I'm saying here. My value is just maybe this small. But then it could be really overwhelming to implement. And when you're able to take massive action, sometimes you waste so much energy because you're just shooting at the dark. And I want people to take massive action, but I also want them to be curious and ask the right questions and have a way to prioritize what are the areas that are going to make the most sense to implement at first. What are the areas that if you start changing, once you understand that your business or solution needs to improve, which ones are the most important to implement? Because there's things that feel good to us that make us feel like we're progressing, and they don't really make a dent in the quality of the challenge that we're solving. And sometimes when we focus on those things, it distracts us from actually solving the real problem. So what are the real meaningful aspects of your business that need to be addressed first? So that when you make those changes, then the rest of the changes become easier. And what are the changes that are nice to have that are really not gonna make a dent in the quality of the product or service that we have to offer? So let me repeat one more time what are these 3 traits that I think are really important in terms of going beyond marketing messaging, in terms of going beyond the funnel and understanding how to get more clients, which is actually improving the quality of the product or service. And the reason why I focus on this video is because few people actually focus on improving your service. On a previous life, when I was doing marketing research, I remember we're working with Fortune 100 companies, and sometimes they were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars doing a marketing research study. And what they wanted to was to fine-tune the communication about that product or service. And the insight that we gathered was that the actual product or service sucked. And some of the things that they were saying made so much sense. And if the companies actually invested part of their energy in improving these products or services, they would have done so much better. But instead, they really just focus on, I want to understand how to talk to them about what we already have. We don't want to fix it. We just want to understand how we need to talk about a product or a service rather than actually fixing the source of the problem. So with that in mind, instead of just talking about how to get more clients, let's talk about what are those 3 traits. The first one is confidence. And we hear this a lot. You want to be confident in your business? Yes, you want to be confident, but you also want to be a little more neutral. You want to remain objective, and you want to have awareness of exactly what's happening so you don't repeat the same mistakes and you don't just go after chasing things without actually solving the foundational problems that your solution might provide. The second trait is creativity, and it's amazing to be creative. Again, some of these sound cliche, but creative only when you can have honesty and integrity. It's not enough for you to just be a clown and to want to garner everyone's attention and to be able to say how unique you are. You also need to say that with integrity and with honesty, because that is what will ultimately make people fall in love with your product or service. If you are overpromising and under-delivering, then when you amplify your message, you're doing a disservice to your company. Why? Because it means that the lack of integrity, people are right now trained for catching BS. Nobody wants to buy something that is gonna provide a partial solution that what the claim is. And having honesty and integrity allows you to really focus on improving the parts of your businesses that are gonna make it scale significantly. And the last trait is taking massive action. And we hear this again and again, but I want you to take massive action with real curiosity and with prioritizing. Real curiosity to ask the right questions, to understand what are the things that aren't working properly. Because you can take massive action and then just waste a lot of time. But if you question what are the areas that are really important and you prioritize those areas, then you're gonna be able to actually make a dent in your business. I hope this is helpful. If it is, I'd like for you to do 3 things. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. You may also click on the notifications icon if you want to receive notifications every time that I create a new video. The second thing is, if you have someone who you think might be benefiting from this video, please share with them. And lastly, if you're a woman entrepreneur and you keep watching these videos and you would like to have specific idea on how to solve this for yourself, if you want more hand-holding in the process, if you would like for me to help you the way that I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs around the world to scale their business in a short time frame and just get a lot more time to do the things that they love and just focus in their zone of genius, then there's gonna be a link underneath the description of this video. Just click on that and you can fill out a form and we can explore it there. So if we're a good fit to work together. And underneath the first link, there's the second link that allows you to just hear some of the powerful stories from women entrepreneurs that I've been able to help, so you understand how I've been able to significantly improve the quality of their lives and their businesses. I hope this is helpful, and I send you all my love from Austin.